What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Duran, and we're here to talk Colts football. Week 9 preview matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are coming off a bittersweet loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, that was a game that they should have won, but some costly turnovers kind of cost that game for them. And then the Indianapolis Colts are coming off a mega win against the Detroit Lions, who were coming off a bye week, who had won 3 straight, and they were trying to get into the over 500 club, and they couldn't. The Colts just completely ran them over in the second half of the game, and they just completely took over that game, dominated. The defense was dominated. The defense was dominating them. Nyheim Hines went off. The receivers, it's kind of like a receivers by committee with the Colts. They don't really have a wide receiver one. It's just who's ever hot that day and has the matchup, they're just gonna give it to him. Philip Rivers has done a really good job of spreading the ball around. He's done a really good job the past 2 games. You know, I was hard on him against the Browns, but man, he has come back and he has really played really well. He has had a really good bounce back, and I can respect that when players, you know, come back and bounce back and kind of prove us wrong. We just got to give them credit and give them flowers. But this will hands down be probably the best defense they've played so far. Well, aside from the Chicago Bears defense, this will be like the second best defense that they've played so far. You know, it'll be a real test for this offense that's been kind of on fire the past 2 games. Really, what I'm looking for on offense is for us to continue to throw the ball more and to kind of hold off on running the ball, hold off on running on second and long, hold off on trying to hand the ball off to everyone. I think everyone's so caught up in Jonathan Taylor's production that we kind of forget that this guy is a second-round rookie and he needs time to produce. And I think everyone, I'm not on that train of just crowning Jordan Wilkins RB1, because he's not. Jordan Wilkins is RB2, and like I said, he'll be RB2 next year when he goes to a different team. He's not an RB1. I'm not ready yet to crown him. I still think Jonathan Taylor starts this game even with the ankle injury, and I just want Frank Reich to try to open up the game a little bit for him in the running game by passing it early. Start throwing the ball. We don't throw the ball until we just start till Frank realizes that the run just isn't working. Like, he will wait all the way into almost the second half to really open the playbook up and to start throwing the ball. And these slow starts are going to catch up to the Colts. These slow starts are going to catch up with them if they don't fix it on offense. You can't just hang around and wait until the second quarter and bank on your defense to hold offenses down every single week and every single game to keep it close until you figure it out. They have got to come out fast, strong, throwing the football. Come out throwing the football. That's what the Colts need to do. On the Ravens side, your key is you want to control the game. You want to keep Philip Rivers off the field as much as you can. You want to run the ball and play your game. Play your game. And what's really going to hurt Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, if he gets happy feet and he starts to run outside the pocket, starts going off these off-script things and start putting himself in harm's way, he's going to get himself hurt. Because I will tell you this now, and I'm saying this right now, Darius Leonard and Bobby Okereke are the best linebacker duo in football. Sideline to sideline, the best linebacker duo right now in football. Bobby Okereke is having an all-pro year. Like, he is having an all-pro year. I am so close to saying he's having just as good of a year as Darius Leonard. Like, he is having an all-pro year, and Darius Leonard is having like a Hall of Fame trajectory. The way this guy's been playing, his 3rd year is just he's going to be an all-pro year. He's going to be all-pro this year, even with the 2 missed games. I mean, he's just been amazing. He's been playing amazing. Bobby's been playing amazing, and this is the type of duo you need to stop a quarterback like this. With Lamar Jackson, he's going to have to sit in that pocket and make some throws. Like, Lamar Jackson is really going to have to pick and choose where he runs, because if he just takes off the first sign of pressure, I mean, he's just going to get hurt. Like, I'm being quite honest, he really is going to get hurt at some point if he continues to play this way. These bad habits that he's kind of picked up later in his career right now, he's got to play a little bit better. They've got to also continue to feed J.K. Dobbins. Give J.K. Dobbins more carries than Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram stinks. He isn't playing good this year. J.K. Dobbins has been playing very well for the Baltimore Ravens. I really don't know why he's still splitting carries with Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram should not be getting as much carries as J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins has really stepped up, and he should be a starting running back. He should get most of the carries. And also, They've got to get these receivers going. Continue to use these receivers. Hollywood Brown talked about it. How you gonna have these soldiers, you don't use them? How you gonna have these soldiers, you don't use them? The Ravens have got to use their receivers. They've got to use Hollywood Brown. They've got to throw the ball to these guys. And Lamar Jackson has got to stop taking off because he's doing his team a disservice. He's doing his receivers a disservice. Imagine you running 40 yards downfield just for your receiver to use you as clear out and take off for 12 and take off for 8 yards, take off for -4 loss. And then, you know, it just really kills your morale to run these routes because you know that Lamar is happy feet. He has happy feet and he's going to take off. For the Colts, just continue to dominate. I mean, I'm looking for the Colts defense. Their defensive line is going to dominate. I'm very surprised that the Colts is not a favorite in this because their defensive line is going to absolutely dominate the Baltimore Ravens offense. The Baltimore Ravens are fielding, I don't even know, like they are so beat up on their offensive line. So beat up. They're going to absolutely get hammered by the Colts defensive line, who's been playing great as of far. Danico Autry's playing great. Tyquan Lewis is playing great. DeForest Buckner's playing like an all-pro this year. Justin Houston turned the clock back 5 years. He's playing great. They are going to go crazy. I mean, they're going to go wild, and they have got to get the ball out quick. And we don't see those plays a lot with the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know why they don't have like a lot of these dump-off plays or, you know, security blanket type plays for Lamar Jackson to go up to. That's probably why he has happy feet and he's developed these bad habits of just taking off because there just isn't no check down route on a lot of these plays down the field. A lot of these plays passing, there isn't really a security blanket, really a check for him to go to. The check is for him to run away. And I would say with Darius Leonard, with Kenny Moore also, with Kari Willis, with Bobby Okereke, these players are not playing, man. They're not. This Colts defense not playing. If you run outside that pocket, you're going to get hammered. I'm warning y'all. When y'all watch Lamar Jackson, he take off in the pocket. I'm a Colts fan. I watch Colts defense. I'm telling you, when he take off in the pocket, he's going to get hammered. They play 11 hats on a ball. They are going to kill him if he run out there. Absolutely kill him. He's got to pick and choose better when he runs off and takes off in some of these lanes. You can't just take off and take it. No, they're going to hammer him. And yeah, I'm picking Colts to win this 27-23. I think it's a 4-point margin. I wouldn't have given the Ravens 3 points. I don't know why. I think that's an easy line to bet on. I guess because people are saying that the Ravens have beat harder opponents. That's fine. You can say that. But again, I'm just looking at matchups. I don't really look at the schedule and say, well, this team's beat harder teams, this team's beat easier teams, they've lost to this team, they've lost to the hardest teams in football. It doesn't matter. You talk about matchups, and I just don't think the play style that the Ravens have really matches up with the Colts defense. The Colts defense they play for that run. They completely dominated Detroit Lions. They made the Detroit Lions offense last Sunday completely one-dimensional. They were just throwing the ball at one point, and it got them killed. It took them out of the game. It took them out of rhythm. It made them predictable, and they lost the game that way. Arguably, you could say that because they couldn't set up none of these passing plays. With the run, they couldn't do anything. And on the Colts offensive side, I'm glad I'm talking about running, but they've got to set up their run game by throwing it. They've got to get these guys, they've got to get this offense moving. Like, honestly, that first drive got to be 7 points. That first drive for the Colts got to be 7 points. No more slow starts. You cannot have slow starts, and they've got to continue to throw the ball down the field, continue pushing the ball down the field. Come on, we cannot continue to try and run the ball 10 times on the first drive, run the ball on second and long all the time, because there is a negative connotation to that because we don't really pick up yardage when we do that. It's predictable. Teams are almost like literally dialing it up. They know what's happening. As always, I have nothing left for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.